Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Amitabh, a final year student and currently working as a DevOps engineer intern, now also AWS community builder in the containers category. In this video, we are going to learn about AWS organization and we will cover what is the AWS organization, what is the organization structure and the concept of invitation and the handshake and what are the organization policy we can attach to organization members. So without any delay, let's get started. So, what is a AWS organization? Basically, it is a global service of AWS that used to manage multiple AWS accounts. Suppose you are a part of organization where you have to manage multiple teams like a development, testing, and the DevOps, and the each team has a AWS account. So you can categorize them in a group in a AWS organization and accordingly add them in a AWS account. So it is used for that. And what is the organization structure, how the hierarchy is maintained. So basically we have the organization and the root account and the organization unit and the AWS account. Basically organization, what you create, like if you are a part of XX company, that is your organization and collection of AWS account that you can manage. As I said, you have to manage multiple AWS account in an organization. So each organization consists of a management account, the main account that have access of everything, and zero or more member account, basically a AWS account, a particular user account. Like if uh, Aman has a part of development team, then Aman has a separate AWS account. So basically that is a member account, and zero or more organizational units and zero or more policy. So what is a root in a organization? A administrative root is a contained in a management account and is the starting point of your organization, your AWS account. So every organization has a root. Suppose you are a part of organization and the task is to create an organization. So using the AWS account, you create a AWS organization. It will be a root account and it will also a management account. So AWS by default create a root as a main, like in Linux we have slash as a root directory similar to that. So everything start from the root. If you apply anything to root, so by default will be applied to all inside contain like a member account organizational unit. And what is the organizational unit? Basically a group. Like suppose you have the development team, testing team, and test team. So you can categorize them and add a member in every group and the category. So it is to use to maintain a hierarchy in an organization. And what is the AWS account? You know the AWS account you use. This is the AWS account, and you have two accounts, two types of account in organization. Basically, the management account, the account used to create organization and have the access of everything. It can attach policy, enable integration with the support of multiple AWS services, remove accounts from organization. So the account used to create a AWS organization is a management account, and the member account is a normal AWS account that we are adding in a organization unit. Is like which account we are using. It will be a part of that organization as a member account. Okay, now we have the example structure. So let's imagine it. So we created organization. So this is the hierarchy of the organization. So it is a structure. So we will start from the root. The root is created. When you create organization, it is by default created for every organization. And we have the management account, the account which is used to create a AWS organization. It can attach policy, remove AWS account, invite AWS account to be part of this organization. And this dev OU, test OU, and the prod OU is an organizational unit, basically a group of AWS member accounts. So you can add multiple member account in multiple organizational unit based on the requirement they have. And using this structure, you can maintain multiple AWS account. Suppose you have 1,000 AWS account, then creating multiple IAM user. This is going to be very difficult for you. So you can use AWS account and provide access to multiple AWS account to your organization. So this structure is very easy to understand. And next is the concept of invitation and the handshake. Suppose you created a AWS organization and you want to invite some other AWS account to be part of that organization. So you can simply use the alias of that account and the account ID and send the invitation. So this is a invitation concept of the AWS organization. And what is a handshake? Handshake is the secure exchange of information between two AWS account, a sender and the reception in an organization. Okay. And what is our organization policy? As in a previous video, we have already seen the IAM policy, how we attach IAM policy to the users to get access of multiple services and deny use of services. So similar to that, you can use the service control policy, resource control policy, and the tag policy. And there is a lot more to use in AWS organization. This has a separate policy that you have to enable in an organization. And service control policy, basically you can use a member account or organization unit to provide, suppose you have to provide only IAM read only access, so you can create a IAM JSON document and attach it to the member account or the organization unit. Similar to that we have done in IAM policy video. So that is our organization policy. In this video we are going to do the hands-on with a service control policy only. You can try out both other two and the remaining part of the organization policy. So that's a quick overview of the AWS organization. I hope you understand it. Let's move to the hands-on part. So you can simply log into your AWS account. So this is my AWS IAM account. Now I'm not using the root account. So go to the AWS organization. You can simply search AWS organization, and this screen will be loaded. Centrally manage your multi-account environment as you scale your AWS resources. As I said, if you are growing your organization, then you have to manage multiple things. So you can use AWS account. So let's click on create organization. So consideration of a management account. So this account will be used as a management account. So let's create an AWS account. So you can see this is a very easy step. You can simply click on create organization and it will be created. As you can see, we have the root as a main hierarchy first step, like we have seen here. So this is a root, and this is a management account, the account I'm using. Now if you want to create organization unit, how you do? So let's click on action. Now if you want to create organizational unit, so first you have to click on root, and here we have the action and the create new organizational unit. Suppose I want to create a dev team. So this is a dev team I'm creating organizational unit. And now again I have to create one another organizational unit. Suppose prod team. So this is the organizational unit. And if we go to AWS account, so everything is the part of root, not other than that. So everything will be, if I apply the any access to the root, so it is automatically applied to every contain and the account available in the organization within that root. So this is how we can create a organizational unit. And talking about adding external AWS account, you can simply click on add AWS account, and you can even create a AWS account, like you can give a AWS account name and the email of your user. Suppose a new member has joined your organization, you can ask him or her for that email, and you can simply create a role and attach it and provide the access to your AWS organization. For now, we will use the invite an existing AWS account, as I have multiple AWS accounts. So click hmm. So this is the second AWS account which I am going to use to add in my organization. So I will copy the account ID, and now I will paste here. And you, if you want to provide the message, you can include and click on send invitation. So you can see invitation is sent. The concept we have seen here, like invitation, and you will receive a email. And if you want to accept the invitation, let's refresh this AWS account. So you can see I will get the pending invitation to accept. So this is the management account name. This is the email address of the management account. This is the organizational ID. So I will accept the invitation. Now you can see I'm the part of AWS organization, and I currently I have full access to AWS account. So whatever I perform now, it will be a performed in the AWS organization, not in my personal AWS account. So okay. So now if I refresh this page, this is the main AWS account. You will see the Amitabh hyphen SAA, the second AWS account which we have added. So you can see the account name. So you have seen how we can create organizational unit and add a external AWS account. Suppose you want to move Amitabh SSA in a prod team. So how will you do? So click on that account and you can see the option move. So I want to move the Amitabh in a prod team. So you can see there is an option. You can simply move it. And now if again I'm go to roots access, so you can see in a prod team, I have moved the Amitabh in a prod team. So this is how you can move the accounts in multiple organizational unit. So now we are going to see how we can attach a policy to the or AWS organization and the organizational unit and multiple AWS member account. So this is a service control policy. So we are going to only use service control policy in this video. So click on the enable it, and now we have the full access in this policy. Now we will create a policy and test whether this account is working as an organizational part or the separate AWS account. So let's name it as I am list user access. Now we will add a statement. Our service will be IAM and the action will be list user, okay, and the resource will be all resources, and we will add the version, okay, version, okay. So this is done. So JSON error will be gone, and click on create policy. So you can see we have created a policy as we are providing only the list user access to the AWS account. So now we have to attach this policy to the prod team. Suppose as Amitabh is a part of prod team, so we want to attach this policy to the prod team. So click on prod team. You can see the policy tab. Now here you can remove first the full access, as if it is a part of full access, then we can access anything in that account. Hmm. So first we have to attach it, then only we can remove it. So click on it and attach it. So in action you can, in policy you can attach it, and now we can remove this policy. So you can see currently we have only the IAM list user access, and this is a by default attached from the root, so it doesn't matter. Now we will refresh this. You can see we will get the error as it is only have access to the list user, not to perform anything. So it is a part of organization. Now you can see still we will receive the error as we only have to list user. If I go to here, you can see even I'm not able to list the user, but it is working. As you can see, we have attached the organization as service control policy. Now if we modify this list user policy as to full access, like if we select the IAM and all action, so now if we go to save changes and refresh this, let's refresh again. Oh, it is denying. We have to allow. Sorry, sorry. So let's allow it and now save changes. Now, if we refresh it, so you can see we can easily list the user. Previously, we are denying to use anything, and now you can see we can use the policy. If again I am checking to remove this all resources and save the changes. Okay, okay. So we have to do what? Remove the this. Okay. Now save the changes. So you can see we have the effect as allow and only the action as a list user, not other than that. And if I refresh this page, so we can list the user, not other than that. If we create a user, like for example, test 2 and click on next, and you can see I am not getting anything. So this is how you can create a AWS organizational unit, and the add a multiple AWS account, external AWS account, and you can even create it and attach a policy to the organizational unit or a particular member account. So this is how you can use AWS organization in your organization. Now, if you want to see how you can delete everything that we have created, first we have to remove the member account, as we have the Amitabh SSA in this account. So we can simply remove this member account. So now we can easily go to the setting, and now we can on delete organization, and we have to type this ID, click on this, and you can see this is how you can even delete the organization. And if I refresh this page, so I will be kicked out from the organization. Now I am not a part of AWS organization. So you can see, so this is how AWS organization works. So that's all for this video. I hope you learned something new, and what next you want, you can comment in this video's comment section. So मिलते हैं next video में, तब तक के लिए जय हिंद, bye.